Okay, we're back. So I'm going to categorize this under the, well, you learn something new every day part of the project. So one of the things I decided to do while I had everything apart was replace the PCV valve. And for those of you who are wondering where the PCV valve is on the 5-liter Mustang, it's way in the back of the motor here, down right behind where the upper air intake would be normally. I don't know if we'll be able to get light on it there, but basically it's, oops, I can't get the camera on it. I think we can, yeah, you can just see the hole down here. It's just over the back of the manifold. So it's right back there. That's where the PCV valve is, or goes. But, you know, as luck would have it, while I was reading the instructions on the intake manifold gasket set, they started talking about or mentioning the breather element, and I was kind of like, well, where's that at? Well, lo and behold, turns out the breather's stuffed down in that same hole underneath the intake manifold, or excuse me, underneath the PCV valve, and it looks like this, and it's a little cartridge full of, I guess what amounts to me, almost like steel wool. Just jammed, tucked down in that little orifice down there, and the PCV valve sits right on top of it. So the suggestion in this thing is that if your breather becomes clogged, it can create excess pressure inside the crankcase and cause leaks like the rear main seal or timing cover or timing gasket and so forth. So I'm a firm believer in when you have a 20-year-old automobile and you have it apart, whether it's broke or not, fix it anyway. Not my usual motto, but in this case, it's my motto. Now, I took this one out. It seems to be pretty much okay, but since I went through the trouble of pulling it out, which wasn't really all that easy, I happened to use a set of long-nose pliers, that look like this, and was able to get them back down there and pull it out. I did pull out a little bit of the screen before I fully got it out, but I eventually got it. I did some reading on stang net, and folks in there suggested maybe even using a drywall screw. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to head over to the auto parts store and see if they've got one of these bad boys in stock, so that we can replace it before we put everything back together. So just thought I'd add that. Kind of odd, never seen them like that before, but cool. So we'll go from there, and we'll see when we get back from the auto parts.